Hello guys, and welcome to the very last Russian football news Confederations Cup update. Now, of course, we're moving on to the final and third place playoff now, and we will have Germany against Chile in the final, pardon me, on Sunday evening in St. Petersburg, and Mexico against Portugal in the third place playoff I think it's quite early actually, it's about lunchtime on Sunday. But anyhow, so guys, what we got Germany last night, 4-1 winners against Mexico. They really did look devastating. They were 2-0 up after 8 minutes, and you know, it's quite terrifying when you think that this is their second or third choice team with so little experience really in the squad, and they just torn apart one of the most experienced international sides in the world, and very highly ranked Mexico as well. They just look like lambs to the slaughter. Well, they're through to the final. They will face Chile, who beat Portugal on penalties on Wednesday night, 0-0 after extra time. Claudio Bravo saving 3 penalties in the shootout. So, yeah, there we go. That's the lineup. Now, guys, just a quick little note about the game itself. If you were in any way uncertain how the extra points for extra time and penalties counts, then just have a look at the master spreadsheet. There will be a link below this video. Check it out, and you will see 4 people: myself, Stephen Fenton, James Nichols, and Regan Merrin. We all predicted a draw at full time, and I actually was the only one who predicted penalties. Stephen, James, and Regan all predicted it would be a Portugal win after extra time. So now, if you look at my prediction at the top of the master spreadsheet, you will see 1-1 FT for full time, 1-1 AET after extra time, P pens, Portugal to win on penalties. So it was 0-0 at full time, so all of us got 1 point for getting the correct result at 90 minutes, but the wrong scoreline, so that's 1 point. I was the only person who predicted it would finish level after extra time and therefore go to penalties, but it was 0-0 after extra time, and I said 1-1 after extra time, so I get 1 point for the correct result after extra time, but the wrong scoreline. But I went for Portugal on penalties, not Chile, so that's 1 + 1, that equals 2. So I got 2 points there. So for the third place playoff and for the final, the same applies. And you can, if you think it's going to be a draw after 90 minutes in either game, say so. You will have the potential for extra points to be won here. Now, team news, brief team news. You probably already know already. I've seen that Cristiano Ronaldo will not be playing in the third place playoff. He is back in America because he has just had 2 twin boys who have just been born. So he's been given early leave, and he will not be playing in the third place playoff in Moscow. So what does that mean? Well, I think the Portuguese lineup is likely to include Nani, Quaresma, Bernardo Silva. But on the other hand, this is a third place playoff, and this is when managers traditionally, well, let's be honest, just don't care. Rotate the side a bit, give one of the fringe players a run out. So it's quite hard to predict exactly what's going to happen there. Juan Carlos Osorio is very well known for being a bit of a tinkerman, so he's even less predictable. I doubt we're going to see the same full-strength lineups for this. It really counts for absolutely nothing. So this really is a bit of a lottery, this one. For that reason, I'm going to go for a draw at full-time because I just can't call it. So I'm going to go for 1-1 full-time. I'll go for 1-1 after extra time and Mexico to win on penalties. My reasoning for Mexico to win on penalties is purely because Portugal lost on penalties on Wednesday. I know it was a completely different atmosphere, different game, but it always plays in your mind. And you know, they were just 3 very poor penalties. Good saves by Bravo, but still the penalties were not well taken. So that's my prediction for the third place playoff. 1-1 full time, 1-1 after extra time, and Mexico to win on penalties. The final in St. Petersburg, Germany against Chile. I strongly favour Germany. They just look like they're hitting, like all classic tournament teams, hitting form at the right time. Well, I say hitting form at the right time. their game against Australia was a bit shaky in that they conceded twice, but they still scored 3. So, or was it 4 even? I can't even remember now. They're certainly top scorers in the tournament. They have 3 of the 4 top tournament goal scorers, the 4th of that group being Ronaldo, who is now obviously no longer here. So they've definitely got potential to score. I'm actually going to go for them to win in normal time. Chile, well, yes, Germany's defence has been open at times. They have shown some lack of communication at moments in games, but they've just had almost an attitude of we'll score more than you. So I think there's goals for both teams, but I'm going for 2-1 to Germany, and that's in 90 minutes. So guys, good luck. Enter your predictions in. Any questions you have, just type a comment into the box as soon as you can, and I will get back to you and address whatever concerns you have. And for that wraps up the Confederations Cup predictions game. But what it does do nicely is bring me on to the Russian Football Premier League predictions game. Now, this will be the 3rd season we've run it. For most of you, this will be only the 2nd time you will have played. But that begins very soon. The Premier League starts in 2 weeks' time. So there's not long to go until domestic action is back. Now, next week, I will post a video introducing the game. There may well be some changes here. Just some basic ones in how you register for the game. We'll still be running it through the Facebook page. This is where you can see links to any previews that might help you decide. But what we might be doing is running something along the lines of an email mailing list, not to flood you with anything extra, but to keep you up to date with everything that's happening on the website, but also with previews relevant to the Predictions League game, and also so I can help prompt you to send your predictions in. One of the problems we had last season was that some people drifted in and out of the game simply because they just forgot or weren't prompted in time. And unless you look at the Facebook page, it might be slightly difficult to see the prompts. So if we have an email mailing list, it's an easy way to get around that issue. Of course, if you don't want to be part of that, you can tell us. But this is not confirmed yet. This is one of the proposals we might have. Keep your eyes peeled for a video advertising this point, and guys, definitely get involved. If you've enjoyed this Confederations Cup predictions game, you'll love the Russian Premier League one. You don't even have to be an expert on the whole league. It's a good way to get into it. Read our previews every week on the website. We've got previews, betting advice, the podcast which will be going up, and speaking of which, our podcast has recently moved over to the World Football Index, and the first one is up already. The first one is up now, so our podcast will give you content helping you learn about Russian football, give you ideas for predictions. So good luck for now for the Confederations Cup, and keep your eyes peeled for the Premier League starting very soon. Guys, I'll be back soon. See you then.